Yeah, I see the title, man. Let's get to it.
Somebody that can have that dialogue with me.
What are you talking about?
I'm Sean, and I welcome you back to the Basketball Time Machine, your favorite old school NBA show. In today's episode, we will talk about a current player, a player who's been all over the news and who is driving people like myself crazy. I'm, of course, talking about James Harden. I will explain to you why I personally, and this is very uncommon for a human being like myself, I don't want this guy to ever win an NBA championship, and I will explain to you why. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoy the content.
No rings on the
All right, you guys, let's do it.
No chips.
Opinion as to what I. You're calling me names is not going to change my opinion as to what I saw when I was there. It's hard to have a lot of credibility if you don't play good defense. It's hard to say, let's get stops when people are looking at you saying, please stay in front of somebody.
All right, you guys. Now, I recently had a video.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You can't be out there. That's like some common sense shit, though. You know, because you feel wrong if you tell your team, yo, let's get some stops, y'all. Let's play some D. Then your man go out there and get a bucket on you. You gonna be like, damn, my fault, y'all. That's on me. My fault. You gonna say that. You gonna be like, my fault, y'all. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna take my own advice. You understand? Like, shit like that.
Video about Gilbert Arenas, which was basically, I think, my first or second video criticizing an NBA player or former NBA player. And since I posted more than 500 videos, one negative video, I think my ratio is pretty alright. I'm a positive person. James Harden has been driving me crazy for many, many years, and I always kept my mouth shut because I don't know the guy personally, and I rather mind my own business. But it reached an extent now that it's too much. Too much. This guy is basically everything that is wrong with today's NBA. But hey, let other people speak first before I give you my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie, like, that's a fact. Like, all the glaring issues of today's NBA are all of James Harden's weaknesses, I guess you could say, you know. The lack of effort, not playing defense, lack of defensive intensity, you know. The foolery off the court, you know. They're trying to get out of every spot you at because it's not working, you know. Yeah.
Okay, this is a tough one. I'm between Kemba, Trae Young.
Wait, you don't want the dribbler?
I want somebody that's gonna pass the ball. That's what I want.
First of all, let's get something out of the way. We know Kawhi Leonard's gonna miss games, right? We do know this. It's inevitable. I mean, he's injury prone. We know this. Okay? Paul George, you can expect him to miss games, even though we hope he avoids the nasty injuries that'll knock him out for the season. Russell Westbrook will appear in games. We know this brother's a rough rider. He'll find a way. And now James Harden is there. And James Harden is there. And with James Harden on the court for the Los Angeles Clippers, the last 2 games, they are 0-2. They are 0-2. Through 2 games, Harden's averaging 14.5 points on 55% shooting from the field, 44% shooting from three-point range, at points on 2. Through 2 games, Harden's averaging 14.5 points on 55% shooting from the field, 44% shooting from three-point range, with 5.5 assists, 3.5 turnovers, and they're still winless with him. Still winless. Harden is averaging 21 minutes per game on the court with Kawhi, PG, and Russell Westbrook. By the way, did you know that PG, Russell Westbrook, and Harden, no trio on the same team has played more games and are devoid of a championship than those 3? Did you know that?
I don't think. When I'm in a leash, I'm not meant just shooting the basketball every time. I meant like I think the game and I'm a creator on the court. You know what I mean? So if I got a voice to where I can, hey coach, I see this. You know what you think about this? Then it's like, oh, okay. Like somebody that trusts me, that believes in me, that understands me, that I'm just not I'm not a system player. I am a system.
To make a play somewhere. He picked it up that time, very unusual, but then goes back door and it ends up in a basket for Jordan.
Has to produce to pipe this in.
Question, y'all, for the people that know. Is he saying this about the Clippers organization, or is he saying this about his previous organizations? You know?
To the Clippers locker room. If I can talk to you, James, I hope you're taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because, listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You want to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You wanted to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night? They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal, Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh my gosh, I took this guy for granted, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there and you got a partner who got the MVP. He won the MVP. And what did you say afterwards? You said, they didn't hand me the reins. You're the point guard. You were holding the reins. And what did you do when you had the reins? You scored 9 points in Game 7 against Boston. You blew a 3-2 series lead. So they fired their coach. Not good enough. You broke up with your guy, believed in you again. You said, the bright lights of L.A., that's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. This guy's terrible. The bad roommate here. They never thought to be self-aware enough that they're the bad roommate.
Okay, let's go back in time. Now, James Harden was never a player who really had any real fundamentals or who was basically a person that played the right way. He was always a no defense guy, which was painfully to watch because, you know, there are certain players who were never great defenders, but you could see that they would at least do a decent job. But with James Harden, I have seen things which I've never seen.
It's about effort, bro. I'm gonna say it time and time again. It's about effort. You know, as long as you're giving effort on the defensive end, I can't be upset if you just can't play D. If you just get cooked, then you getting cooked. But if you trying, at least you trying. You know. That's when I get upset when people are just standing around, looking, pointing. Play D. Come on, man.
Before, like, after watching like 33 years of NBA basketball, I have never seen an NBA player with such a lack of effort on defense. I've never seen it. And I'm not exaggerating. I never seen something like that before. Like a guy who literally had moments in the game where he didn't give a F about defense, which to me as a basketball coach is like one of the biggest no-nos whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you are the best player on the team offensively. You always gotta not only lead by example, but you always gotta show some effort.
And that's the biggest thing, leading by example, bro. You got to set the tone for the people, for the rest of the team. You know, you got to set the tone when you're on the court for how the rest of the team gonna play defense in that possession. You understand, like, bro, effort is contagious almost. You understand, like, you gotta set that standard, bro. Set that standard.
Defense. I mean, it's a team sport. I mean, what kind of message do you send to your teammates? It was terrible. That's why I always had a problem with that guy. But now, over the past couple of years, it got worse and worse. Now, I'm not even talking about that the guy is an isolation player. He dribbles the ball like crazy, and it's terrible to watch. And yes, for people who don't watch the game for so many years and who didn't study the game, I mean, hey, it's no bash on them, but dribble. It's terrible. It's terrible basketball. And I understand that some of you guys say, oh, yes, 10 assists a game. Yeah, but those are, to me, it always felt like those are last resort assists. Like, oh, shit, I can't score. Okay, I passed the ball to somebody. It's not like he's that this is his mindset that he loves to share the ball. No, it's just like, oh, I can't score. Okay, I have to do something. Anyway, so I'm not even talking about that. But another thing, which is really getting on my nerves and where he's really sending the wrong message to any young player, is the way that he's behaving and the way that he thinks, the things that he thinks of himself. Now, recently he said that he feels that he got treated bad in Philadelphia. They didn't use him the right way, and that he was lied to. Now, I wasn't there when it came to the lying situation, so I have no idea if that is true. So I won't be even talking about that because, hey, James might be right. I don't know. But if you are changing teams like every single year, at a certain point, if you are a smart person, you have to think like, okay, if I'm leaving every year and every year I feel like, okay, something is going wrong, maybe you are the problem. I mean, isn't that what smart people do? Like, if something like that happens, isn't that the first thing that should come to mind? And when he says that he's not a system player, he's the system.
Maybe he just thinks it's about him. It's about him.
Dude, you're in your mid-30s. You are not as quick as you were before. You're not as good as you are before. A grown, mature person would recognize that and feel like, okay, maybe I'm not the first scoring option. Maybe I should be something else. Maybe there is a better way how I can contribute to my team. Basketball is a team sport. It's not about a single person. It's not about you, James. It's about a team. So why is it always about you in your mind? It's terrible. I just said that. And the thing is, and this
every
is what
time I pause it, I like, come on, bro. It's really because I can see where it's going as well. You know, I'm bouncing off the ideas that are starting to form. I just paused it right before he says it. So
this is what's bothering me so much. This guy was a superstar, and this is the example that he's showing, that he's giving the young ones. Everybody believes, oh well, if James Harden, a superstar, can play this way and always be upset and leave teams that way, then it's normal. It's terrible, man. Hey, I know that some of you young guys believe that this is an old guy hating on the new guys. Hey, I'm 100% honest. Of course, I am aware that even though I'm not a big fan of today's NBA, that certain things are better today than they were before. Of course they are. I'm not blind. But there were certain things that were better from an attitude and from a professionalism back in the days. Like even guys like Scottie Pippen, who obviously had big problems with Jerry Krause and who wanted out of Chicago. But hey, that was after 8 years, 7 years, something like that. Not every year. Like, dude, don't you have an obligate? Like, don't you identify with a city, with a team? Don't you have like a loyalty to the fans, to the organization, or anything? Dude, it's terrible. And it's getting on my nerves. And this is why I don't want this guy to win a championship ever. I don't want that behavior like this gets rewarded. Yeah, I don't mind if he plays in a if like, for example, there are certain players in today's NBA which I don't like. Yeah, for different reasons. But I would never mind them winning an NBA championship. Why? Because hey, live and let be. I'm totally cool. But I don't want people who win. I don't want people to win a championship who are character-wise completely questionable. And sorry, I don't know the guy personally, but with...
Sheesh, my boy fed up. You can tell he fed up, bro. You can tell that from just watching, man. You can tell he's fed up. I'm not really fed up, you know. I see it though. I see it, and it's definitely crazy that he's, you know, carries himself like that on the court and off. But hey, man, what you gonna do? They're not gonna just kick him out the league. He gonna still get that contract, so you gotta deal with it until you retire, man. If y'all enjoyed, make sure y'all click on the last reaction right over here. Turn on post notifications, like the video, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out of here, man.